During a sentencing hearing held in 5th District Court in St. George last week, 51-year-old Phi Hong Ly of Riverside, California, appeared before the court on 2 second-degree felony theft charges, as well as several misdemeanor charges filed in a second case. The cases were filed following a break-in at a local construction site in Hurricane back in July, where thousands of dollars in equipment was taken during the late-night theft. The local charges were sufficient enough to send the defendant to prison, but it was the defendant's extensive criminal history that was outlined by Washington County Prosecutor Lane Wood.
The state is extremely concerned about the defendant and his pattern of theft. They go on, they talk about him being a multi-state offender with multiple theft-related crimes, that he'd served prison in both the state of California as well as the state of Texas. A 1991 conviction for robbery and burglary charges, where it looks like he served approximately 14 years in prison. Mr. Lee expressed no remorse or empathy for the victims. I don't think that the defendant is amenable to probation, and I think that the only alternative that this court should be left with is to impose the underlying prison sentence.
Lee's defense attorney, Jacob Fisher, explained why his client's background should not be a factor that weighed heavily on the court.
The point of incarceration is for rehabilitation, for an individual to serve his time and be better, and so on and so forth. And so how much do we hold his history against him when he's served his time for that? He's willing to take his lumps on this case and get it behind him. Starting now, 180 days with good time, and let him prove himself and see if he can make the changes and be better for society.
The defendant had one goal in mind.
I said, I'm sorry, man. I want to go home and go back to work.
And the defendant was not the only one who wanted to go back to work, as Judge Eric Gentry explained.
You want to go home and go back to work?
Yes.
Your victim says, I'm a small business owner that has worked extremely hard for the past 4 years, many times 15 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, month after month, rain, snow, or shine, in order to be able to purchase the tools necessary to carry on my work and business, only for many of those tools to be snatched away in a matter of minutes by the defendant. Here's a man that just wanted to work as well, and you took it away from him. You took it right out of his pocket, and all you're concerned about is wanting to get out and get back to work. What work are you talking about? Taking things from people? You're excited to get back out to start taking things from people again? I don't believe any of that. You came to this community to victimize this community. That was your purpose in coming here, was to steal things from people who had worked hard to accumulate those things so that they could put food on their table for their kids. Okay. But you can't just come into the community and victimize people and think you're just going to walk away. You've shown no remorse that I can see. When I asked you for a statement, you said you want to get out and get back to work. That was your statement. You're going to be sentenced to prison on these cases. Any other choice I would make would be a disservice to our community.
This is Cody Blowers reporting for St. George News, your #1 source for local news.